In a quiet village where the roads turned to mud every time it rained, there lived a carpenter everyone thought they understood. To them, he was just a man who fixed chairs and mended fences. But none of them knew what he kept locked away in the corner of his workshop. A wooden box sealed for as long as anyone could remember. I was the only one who ever saw what was inside it. And tonight, I'm finally going to tell you what he taught me the day it opened. Every evening after the shop closed, I'd sit on an old stool in the corner and watch him work. He never rushed. Even when a chair only needed a single nail, turn it over in his hands like it deserved his full attention. "Boy," he told me once, without looking up, "most men are in a hurry to finish. I'm in no hurry to do it right." I didn't understand it then. I just liked being near him, near the smell of cedar and the sound of his quiet humming. I didn't know that everything he was building, every plank, every joint, was teaching me something I'd need the rest of my life. One night, I couldn't hold it in any longer. I pointed at the box and asked, "Grandfather, what's inside that? Is it money? Is that why you guard it so carefully?" He set down his tools. For a long moment, he just looked at the box, like it held more than wood and metal. Then he stood, walked to the corner, and reached into his coat for a small brass key. His hand trembled slightly as he turned it in the lock. The lid lifted with a groan, and inside, there was no gold, no silver, no hidden fortune. There was a stack of unsent letters, a half-carved figurine of a young woman, and a single faded photograph of a workshop that wasn't this one. "This," he said quietly, "is the first shop I ever built, and the family I built it for." He told me that before this village, he had a shop in another town, one that failed. Not because his hands weren't skilled, but because he'd been impatient. He took shortcuts to finish faster. He cut corners with people who trusted him. And when the work fell apart, so did everything he'd built around it. "I lost that shop because I valued speed over soundness," he said. "I valued profit over the people who paid me. It took me years and an empty box where my savings used to be to understand the truth. Nothing built in a hurry lasts. Not furniture, not trust, not a name." He looked at me with the kind of seriousness I'd never seen in him before. "My child, the world will always tempt you to move faster than your work can hold. But the carpenter who outlasts every storm is not the fastest. He's the one whose joints don't loosen when the weather turns. Build your work and your word the same way, slowly, honestly, so it holds when no one's watching." He placed the photograph back in the box and closed the lid, not because the past was something to hide, but because he'd already built something better from its lessons. My grandfather passed years ago, but his workshop still stands. And so does everything he taught me about patience, integrity, and building things that last. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself, what are you building too quickly? And what would it look like if you built it slowly, honestly, the way it deserves? If this story reminded you of someone in your own life, share it with them. And if you want more wisdom like this, stay close to this workshop. Subscribe to Grandpa's Rules for Life. Until next time, live well, my child.